Hey guys, good evening. Welcome to our live. And today is December 9th, 2019, and it's the first day of the week. Let's see if our stocks have moved in the direction we want. So, thank you to our joiners. Yes, don't be shy. Just go ahead and drop a comment if you have requests. So basically, what we do here is we review your favorite stocks in the Philippine market. Also, if you have some stocks in the other markets, especially in the US market, I'd love to check them out too. But most of the time, we would evaluate our stocks in the Philippine market. Okay, so let me also invite, as always, let's not forget our friends in our Facebook page. So we are Invest in the Stock Market in Facebook. And of course, for those people who have not subscribed yet, please do subscribe to Miss JD, our YouTube channel. And of course, you can also check out our page. We are Invest in the Stock Market. So what we do here every day is review the trends, possible movements of the stocks that we are invested in or we are traded in. Okay, let me just, hi guys, we are currently live. Join me in our YouTube page, our YouTube channel. Okay, I'll just send the link over. So while we are waiting for our friends, go ahead and drop a comment, guys, so that we can prioritize your stocks. Okay. All right. So just to give you an overview, we're currently outside the country. We're in Singapore. Maybe tomorrow or in the next few days, I'll also share my adventures here. So we'll be staying here for a few weeks. So yeah, those who are in Singapore, you can message me. You can, who knows, we can have a coffee after my work, because we have an office based here in Singapore. That's why we are also here. Okay, so let's start. Let us start. Whoever drops a comment first will definitely review your stock, okay? But in the meantime, I'll just go with the flow. I'll just check out all stocks, and probably let's check out our PSEI. How did the PSEI move today? Okay. Ooh, wow, this is a bearish candlestick. And right away, we would know what may have happened to the blue chip companies today. Okay, so we understand that the index is composed of the major companies here in the Philippines. You have Jollibee, Metrobank, Ayala, MPI. Those major stocks are part of the index. There are 30 plus companies that are listed in the index. And when you see this movement, I bet majority of those companies may have also moved in a downward direction. So you had a resistance that got formed here in our MA20 line, and it slightly tried to challenge that today. However, we failed. That's why there was a rejection that happened in today's market. So let's start by looking at our all stocks here, and I'll go by highly traded ones. Okay, and for those people who have other stocks, secondary stocks, just drop a comment, because I can skip the flow, because normally if there are no requests, I would evaluate and analyze these stocks from top to bottom, the highly traded ones, and we work our way downwards. All right, so this is how it goes. Okay, so we are currently looking at URC, and this is the, okay, looks like it respected the support that we have here in this area, and now it is attempting to bounce. And how did we end in today's price? Okay, so this one is slightly higher, so there is a big chance that this stock will continue to move upward. And let's find another sign here. Normally when this stock moves, let's say in a downward direction, and your RSI is already moving upward, then that's another good sign. So yes, it is indeed a good sign for URC. So I would have to say, for those people who would like to invest in URC, I think this is the bounce that we have been waiting for, because there was a solid decline in the past week. The entire week last week was a bearish week for URC. So I feel that this will now continue to go up. However, the next area to watch out for would be this level, of course, your MA20 line, which will act as a resistance. At the same time, you had some consolidation. It happened here. This acted as an area of support. So this is the next possible profit-taking area. So if you want to enter here from where it is at right now, the nearer you are to 137, the better. Next would be MPI. MPI is still declining, guys. The downtrend is not over yet. We're still outside of the Bollinger Band. And let's see here. Yes, it's still trending downwards. So we're not yet safe. Wait for it some more, because we can still get this at a much cheaper price. For BDO, we are still at the resistance area. Good thing there was a bounce, which is of course because you're near here, your MA20 line. So that's good. But with, in today's market, we really have to be extra careful, because sometimes when a stock reaches your resistance area, again guys, in layman's term, when we say resistance, that acts like a roof. So especially because in the Philippine market, volume is not that high. Therefore, when it reaches the resistance, you really have to be extra careful. So your condition tomorrow is, because we are now at the resistance area, you have to watch out for the possible movement. If most of the action, let's say there's because the area where it is at right now is really the ceiling. So let's say it starts higher than that and moves upward, then we have a breakout play. It will trigger your upper Bollinger Band, upper band in a Bollinger Band. Okay, so if let's say there's a slight gap up and most of the action happens on the upside, then you have what we call a breakout play or a momentum play. But if you see some weakness tomorrow, then this kind of candlestick, for example, or a doji, something like this, that's a sign of weakness. And then chances are it will go back to your MA20 line, and we'll see again what happens when the price reaches your MA20 level. Let's see if it will bounce. Otherwise, this stock might rest. Okay, so for now, do not enter yet. Wait for those two conditions. Also, your RSI, look at that. Your RSI is showing weakness over here. While the price was doing a flat line at the resistance area, you're showing declining momentum on your RSI. So normally RSI gives an advanced signal. So chances are this will really dip. ICT. ICT is still, you're still not safe. Actually, ICT moved in a sideways direction for the past how many weeks, but we had some triggers on the lower band or in this area over here. So I have a feeling that if we really do not have a good catalyst, we might trigger some more movements in a downward direction for this stock. Okay, so be extra careful. Let us see what happens when the price reaches this level over here. Okay, let us see if you will have some bounce in that area. Notice this line over here. So the direction that we want to see is, of course, we maintain that upward direction while the price goes downward. But overall, I see that it will revisit your 115 level. Okay, you see that? So ICT, let's wait for a discounted price. Let's look at it that way so that we don't feel bad. For those people, okay, we may have, so please understand that whatever my recommendations are, they're mostly influenced by the profile that I have. I am more of a position trader because I work in the morning. I have a regular job, and I don't really mind waiting for a little longer than the others because I I try to look for a good position. Okay, so in this case, if I see some signs here, let's say when it reaches here, I see a possible sign of reversal, and then let's say people are not enticed, they don't find this attractive yet. For me, I find that attractive. I'll go ahead and get in earlier than the others. And when I say earlier than the others, it could take a few weeks or even months. And I don't really mind, okay, because I'm more of a position trader bordering investor. So that's how we play the Philippine market. Next. Uh, Let me see. Hello. Uh, Interesting. I cannot type, but let me know, guys, if uh, you're able to hear, see whatever I'm talking about here. I see that we have several joiners, but I don't see any message. So maybe we're having technical issues. Either way, I will continue. I will continue. Ali. Ali is, oh no. So this is a bearish candlestick, okay? There was a breakdown in price. So we were closely monitoring this stock because for the past 2 days prior to Monday, the price has been sitting at the MA20 line. So we were really observing, but because I would have to say, is this the one that Duterte has been, Ali. I know, yeah. Um, Ayala corporations or everything related to the Ayalas are currently on a hot seat in the eyes of Duterte. Um, Probably that may have caused the bearish movement for this day. Hopefully, they will be able to recover because there are a lot of people who are also invested in the Ayala companies. So yes, guys, I I'd like to give this task to you. Whatever insights I have here, they're all based on charts. And we all know that there are two sides to a coin, especially when you are in the stock market. There's what we call the fundamental analysis and the technical analysis. Fundamental analysis speaks about your insights based on the performance of the company, uh, the plans, projects, the financials of the company, that will influence your fundamental analysis. Okay, especially when a stock is being hit by bad news, that could also influence it. On the other hand, a technical analysis is composed of your insights based on the indicators. So the three lines that you see here right now, that's a Bollinger Band. The one here below, it's an RSI. So these are just two of the so many I cannot count indicators that you can use. You can mix and match, and from whatever signals they give you, then that could influence your next move. And that's technical analysis. And that's what we are doing right now, only based on the indicators that I have here. Okay, so it's for Ali, it is moving downwards. And I would have to say, just wait for a while. If you have a buying power, just put it there. If you are really interested in Ali, just put it there, wait for the perfect timing. Otherwise, I suggest you can find another stock for now to engage in. And let's see if we have other stocks that are looking attractive at the moment. AC. AC is again, same with Ali. This is a bearish candlestick, and we do not recommend this at the moment, as this might continue to go down. Your MA20 line has been broken, guys, so not a good sign. SMPH. SMPH, let's see, okay, because it is triggering the upper band. However, I am 50-50 because this kind of candlestick, it's a doji. When this comes out near the resistance area, tendency is your bullish, okay, movement may not be sustained in the coming days. Okay, so this is actually a bearish signal, sign of weakness when this comes out near a resistance. Okay, so look at this. While the price was slightly moving in an upward direction, your RSI is, on the other hand, showing bearish signals. So there, it's moving downwards. So I'd have to wait for it to go back to your MA20 level and see if we'll have some bounce in that area. Okay, so two areas to watch out for. So if it goes up, maybe it will just create a stabilization here. So we still have this line as our resistance, and this is support. Now if we have, let's say, more green candlesticks to come out, then that's good, but it might revisit this area to stabilize, and you'll have something like that. Okay, if most of the action happens down here, then chances are it will revisit this, and then hopefully it doesn't break your support before it goes up. Okay, so tomorrow is a decision making day for the stock. You have two lines to observe. The next one would be TEL. Let's see, TEL. How are you? Okay, for TEL, we are currently triggering the lower Bollinger Band, guys. So this is also not a good signal, not a good sign. We might see some more downward movements. We're overall still on a decline. I would have to say the downtrend is not over yet for this stock. We might even reach the next possible, okay, so the next area to watch out for. We're currently sitting in that area though, but based on today's candlestick, we might either go further down or just stabilize in the 1028 area. So those are the possible movements. Okay, either break that line or just stabilize that line, because I see a support in this level. So hopefully that is a strong support for us to maintain in this level. So 1028 would be the key area to watch out for. So JFC, let's see. Oh, we already we crossed the MA20 level. Okay, so that would mean I would like us to plot the new support that I see here. This is the new support that I see at the moment. Okay, so hopefully this continues to go up because we have been on a decline for so long. Okay, well, my average here was around 215, so I bought at 222. I think this was the line here, and then it went up. I did not take profit, and then all of a sudden there was price breakdown, and I bought at 215. Where did I buy? I think because I saw it here, there was a price consolidation that happened here. So I think, yeah, that's where I bought 215. Yeah, in that area, but there was price breakdown, and I didn't really mind because I have strong conviction for Jollibee. So even if it declined, I just hold on to my stock. So I think we are near that. Uh, we're actually starting to reverse now. So good for Jollibee. DMC. Oh, the downtrend is not over yet. So we only had a short term short-term bounce for this stock, and like any other stock that is on a downtrend also has small bounces like what you have here. Here a little bounce, a little bounce here again, and here too. So I think that's what happened to DMC. And based on the last candlestick for DMC, we are still on a decline. No signals yet that it will uh, bounce. Okay, no signals yet. So if you are interested to get in this stock, wait some more because we might get that at a much lower price. Although for DMC, let's see, they're on a positive. They're positive in their Q3 earnings. So it's just really the market sentiment, and just watch the news. Sometimes the movements in the world market also influence whatever movements that we have here in the Philippine market. So when you have trade wars happening left and right, um, we can also be affected by it. Okay, so just my word for DMC, just hold your buying power and wait for the right signal, or else find a much better stock. Okay, MBT, we are still at the resistance. Let's see here. Okay, so this is what I'd like us to do. If you also can do it, we're forming an ascending triangle. Okay, so if the price breaks this line, okay, if you have a price that starts above that and then continues to move upward, then you have a breakout play. But if again this goes lower than the green line, because that will serve as our support, then I would have to say start taking profit or partially take profit, because this stock will rest. And the next possible support that I can see at the moment would be this line. Okay, so that's the next support that I see. Actually, no, not that. The next will be here. Okay, so that is the next support that I see. So you can even do range trading if in case it bounces here. Okay, because if there's a price breakdown, then that's another story. We have to screen again from that area to the left. If you see consolidation happening, then you mark it as your possible area of support for that stock. Okay, so that's how we plot our support and resistance. Fruit. Oh, breakdown in price. Not good, not good. So I therefore conclude that this is not the market value of this stock yet. Okay, for the past how many days I mentioned that it's trying to stabilize at that level, but in today's candlestick there was a price breakdown. Therefore, we might see some more downward movements, and I think this stock is not yet done identifying its true market value. Okay, so be extra careful. AEV. AEV is also, this is giving us signs of weakness. Let's see if your MA20 line will support in the coming days. So this is, of course, next support that we see since we broke out of that line. So let's see if it will bounce here. Now, if you would like to test the possible areas of bounce I suggest in this situation you can use a Fibonacci retracement. Find the lowest point, and if you use just the body of the candlestick, the lower portion, you also just plot the highest point only, the body of the candlestick. So right now I use body, so I use here up to here. Okay. There. So yep, looks like we are correct. Here, the next possible area of bounds would be, or the nearest would be 51.18. In the Fibonacci retracement, it says 51.08, so slightly lower than the area where we plotted it. It's trying to suggest that MA20 line would be the next possible area of support. Now, if it breaks that, the next support would be 50.55, and then if it breaks it again, 0.618 or 50.01 is the next support. So those are the key areas to watch out for. Okay. Now, normally, if it breaks the 0.618 area, then you will have a downtrend. That means the downtrend is not over yet for this stock. MWC, stay away for now. This is a solid bearish move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days straight. Although you are already in the oversold area, mind you guys, you can stay in an oversold area for a very long time. See this? So that's what happened, and we don't see any signals yet that this is going to reverse. Not yet. Okay, let's wait for the next candlesticks. Maybe we will see some good patterns that will come out. Bloom. For Bloom, are we inside the Bollinger Band? Not yet, but you are showing signs of momentum slowly being gained here. So maybe another green candlestick, then that's when I say, okay, it's really now going to bounce officially. But right now, it's just starting to gain that power again. Power. Meg. For Meg, let me just check. I just want to make sure that I don't miss any of your messages, because in my tool it says no one's dropping a comment. Let me just check out if you really are dropping some comments. Right now it's just starting. Oh, there's so many messages, guys. Okay, so let me read your messages. Sorry. Hello, Miss JD from Rose. Okay, Rose also has a request. JFC, HLCM, MEG, FB, all, HE, Ali, Goro, and F for US. Okay, sorry about that. See, I really knew it. The tool is not projecting all your comments, but I'll go ahead and check those out for you guys. Prank, good morning, Miss J. Yes, Prank, Rose, Prank is also based in the US. And GPS for US, okay. Carol, PIP, yes. M's Pablo, hi Miss JD, DMC, and Annie, please, okay. Romeo, Shell PH, DNL, ISM, East West, okay. Trinidad, Alexander, Tugs, okay. Got it. So let me just go back to Rose's request. Rose's request says she likes to check HLCM as well, okay? Alright, let me just talk about Meg, because anyway, she has a request for Meg. Meg is still trying to stabilize. So I still would like to plot this area wherever it landed at, Rose, today. I'd like to plot a support in that area. Let us see if tomorrow it is going to sustain that support. Normally, before a downtrend reverses its direction, it will first consolidate within the area. So I would have to say, let's wait for another green engulfing candlestick before we say, okay, this is now a much stronger support. In the short term, in the past 4 days, you're slowly showing momentum here with your RSI much higher than the previous point over here against this candlestick. Can you see that? So let's wait. 4.18 is the key area to watch out for. The next would be HLCM. HLCM is showing signs of weakness. This is a bearish candlestick. So I feel that we might have some more downward movements for this stock. It's still giving us that direction overall. So let's see if this stock, once you reach this level, if it'll bounce once you reach that level. Okay, so that is the support that we see at the moment for this stock, 13.66. Right. The next would be FB. For FB, still moving on a sideways direction. Yep, still doing sideways. So this stock is creating a support in this line, 87.66. Now, if you want to start accumulating volume because you're, let's say, a position trader, you can give it a try at 87.60. Okay, now if you are a trader and then there's a breakdown in the price, I suggest before you even put your order, buy order, you already know your possible exit price when price goes lower or when the price negates your analysis. Okay. Next would be, okay, before I go to the US market, we'll talk all HC. For all HC, okay, trying to this is just trying to move within the range. So I'd like us to do this. Let's plot this. Okay, this is how it is moving at the moment. So some people there. Okay, thank you for reconnecting. PIP. PIP is currently trying to test your resistance over here. So your MA20 is your resistance, guys. So if there will be signs of weakness there, then we have to say that downtrend is not over. So your condition is, I suggest once you end outside, or let's say a candlestick starts outside of the MA20 line, then that's a safe time to enter. Okay, so let us see here if it why. Okay, one moment. Oops. Okay, it's trying to refresh my screen. Let's just go back to that page. What was that stock again? PIP, right? Okay, let's just go back. Sorry about that. Okay. So just on a side note, while we are waiting for this page to load, we're currently here in Singapore because we have a training and we'll be staying here for a few weeks. and probably we might have a side trip to Malaysia in one of the weekends. So I'm excited for it. Okay, so yep, I mentioned earlier your MA20 line will act as your resistance. There you go. So that's a key area to watch out for. There was a support built here previously in this level. That was your support, so now that will act as a resistance. So your condition is it has to break that resistance. Uh, Wait for a solid confirmation, right? And stock price starting here upwards, so that would be a good confirmation that indeed we now have a bounce, official bounce here, because we went sideways for quite some time here before it. So that's your observation there. It's currently challenging your resistance. All right. Now, well, EMS, I talked about DMC. DMC is not done with its downtrend yet. Annie, I hope you were able to somehow able to take profit. Otherwise, if you're a big believer of the fundamentals of the company, wait for a confirmation that it'll indeed bounce before you can add some more volume. Okay, so this stock now for Annie, it's trying to create really just sideways movement here. So this is what we see. Now you can plot something like this. Downward direction for your triangle, and then a straight line over here. There. Oops, I did not draw a line. There's a ray over here. Okay, so this will act as your support, and then this. So we're very near that breakout that we have been waiting for. If price starts higher than the green line, then that's a good entry price. But if the price starts moving in a downward direction, then there's a sign of weakness and we might have some more downward movement. So just draw those two lines as your key indicators. Now, Shell PH. Shell PH has just bounced, guys. This is a bounce for Shell PH, and I would like us to plot a support in this level. There was a confirmation of support in this level here. Okay, and then for several days here as well. So I would have to say this is the bounce, a bounce for Shell PH. Let us see if indeed this is an area of bounce. Okay, so body to body. There. Let me just remove this line. Remove. Okay. So it respected the 33 or 0.226, 0.236 level as an area of bounce. Okay, but some people would use this. They use a wick and the wick over here. So if you use a wick, you also have to use a wick on the upside. So for this plot, they respected this line slightly higher. But I'm more comfortable using the body to body. I think that's more accurate. There you go. So it respected the 0.236 level. That's if the market gives you a chance around that area tomorrow, probably some people will take profit, especially the traders. It might give you a chance between that price right now, 33.5 and 33.20. There you go. Okay. So the next one is DNL ISM. Okay, let's check out DNL. This one, by the way, is requested by Romeo. DNL Romeo is not done with the downtrend yet. We're still outside the lower Bollinger Band, so we have to wait and see. Let's see if Okay, let's check out the weekly chart. And check if we have some key areas to watch out for. And yeah, I would say key area is 88.29 level. 8.29, 8.30 level. That's the next area to watch out for. If we have some confirmation or a confirmed bounce in the area, then we can say it's a good entry price. Um, on the short term, starting to build the momentum in the area. See, so let's wait. If we have the same pattern, when the price reaches 8.30, then we can say, and plus of course, we need to wait for a green candlestick. Okay, we're in a weekly chart. Check out that area. Okay, so we're very near that support we're seeing. Okay, how's everyone so far? How are your trades? Let's check out ISM. ISM did not sustain the bull run. Your MA20 still is so hard to break. There was rejection that happened here, so it might go back in this level. So when the price reaches this level, I would again go back and reevaluate if indeed this is now going to bounce. In the meantime, stay away, as it might give us a few more days of downward movement for ISM. East-west. East-west, also on a decline. I wonder, I forgot, because I also had a position here. I think I took profit 13.45 here. Yeah, 13.45. Good thing I was able to, because we were not able to really break the resistance here. So lower highs this time. So this is a lower high. 13.9 is the lower high. So let us see. This is previous resistance over here. So let's plot that first and see if it will create a bounce in that level for this stock. Okay, that's another key area to watch out for. So thank you guys, by the way, for joining me here. If you have not subscribed to our channel, this is your opportunity to subscribe. If you like whatever we are doing here, guys, I use this daily cadence that we have as also my my journal. So what I would normally do, I evaluate before the market opens, like this one. We talk about the possible movement of the market by tomorrow, and then when the market closes tomorrow afternoon, I would go back to the same video and then analyze whether our insights are correct. And doing this every day, I tell you guys, it will create a muscle memory that sometimes in less than a minute, you would right away know the possible movement of the market, the possible support, possible resistance of your stock. So let's continue. I know some of you guys still have requests. Before I transition to MPI, did I talk about MPI? Not yet. Tugs and MPI. Okay, MPI still, we're not done yet. Downward movement is not over yet for MPI. Okay, let's talk about tugs. Tugs here. Okay, also showing signs of weakness for tugs. Notice this, when it reached your MA20 line, there was a rejection in the price. So it might go back to your 1.13 level. There you go, over here, 1.13 level. So it is I would have to say let's wait, check, and see what happens next. But the safest is when it breaks that MA20 line and create a brand new wave for this stock. Your MA20 line will be your resistance. If it breaks that, then you might face a brand new wave. Mhm. Some more. Is that it? Let me just test my. Sometimes they already have a lot of messages and it's not um, updating real time. Anyway, I talked about SMPH. Yeah, this is still. Oh yeah, this one I already talked about it. Use your 39.55 as your support, and let's see. This is for me is a bearish candlestick when it's showing above or near your resistance area. MRC, oh my gosh, MRC, when will your downtrend be over? Okay, so massive downward movement for MRC. You had a sideways movement here but got a breakdown in price. You already have advanced signals from your RSI, but I still would have to wait to see, I would have to wait for a green candlestick or a bullish candlestick for me to really say that this is it. Because this is just an advanced signal and you can have uh, a lot of selling pressure and still see this kind of pattern. So you always have to pair it with another signal, which is probably a candlestick, to go with your RSI. Okay, right now I don't see any support yet, so that's why I cannot even plot. Okay, so just wait. Okay, the next support, let me just put this on a weekly chart so we have a much clearer picture of the overall direction. Okay. The next support for this stock is here. 0.15, oh my god. 0.15 level. Okay, so that's the next possible support for this stock. Yeah, sorry to hit and to be the bearer of bad news, but that's the overall direction of this stock. For this one, ATN on the other hand, on a weekly chart is already giving us that signs of reversal or bounce. 0.91 is the support that we see. So if you really want to see the overall direction of a stock, you look at it in a longer time frame first, like weekly or daily chart, and then work your way inwards. So if you see, let's say this one, your possible support, or you see that this is now forming a support in this area, then you plot it. Even if you put it in a much faster time frame, let's say here, it will still give you a possible same message, right? But when you were in the weekly chart, you thought that, okay, anytime I can already enter because we're very near, right? Only to discover that if you put it on a faster time frame, you can still haggle at a much lower price. Okay, so just go back. Here, weekly chart, you say it's already very cheap, you're very near your support, but you say 15-minute chart, you can actually haggle at a much lower price. And where will that be? Around here. So 0.92, you can enter at 0.92 because this is a possible area of bounce for ATN. Okay, but overall, your support is plotted at the 0.91 level. Let me check out the US market. Let me go and view.com. By the way, guys, we are also in the US market. I'm actually more active in the US market than in the Philippine market because we are working in the mornings. Also, this is a bit risky, but I'm also comfortable trading options. So I don't really play with large sum of money. I I even use like $10, trade my $10 in options trading. So per trade is like $1. So I'm really after the accuracy of my trades. So in the US market, we use tradingview.com as our main tool here. And all the features here are really close and very similar to what you see in Instagrams. And all the functionalities are almost the same, okay? And the reason why we're here is because we are going to review the request of Rose, Goro. I hope, Rose, you're still there. Say hi if you're still there. But anyway, you can still go back and replay this. Anyway, guys, for Goro, okay, our lines are still intact here from the last time I reviewed it. So before we said that this used to be a resistance. Now, Rose, I would have to say this will now act as your possible support. So we're seeing, so the market is currently open for the US trading, and right away I can say that in today's market we might end up doing some correction or some downward movement, and let's see if it will land here at the 4.57 level, and let's see if it gives us a good bounce at that area. Okay, the next one you were requesting for GPS. GPS is, I think that's also in my Nordstrom. A gap. Okay. For I'll remove all the drawings first. Let's check out the weekly chart. I'm still moving on a sideways direction here overall. So I'd like to plot our support in this area. So we had a little bounce there. And the next thing that it will challenge, of course, is your MA20 line. Now, look at the Bollinger Band. It's starting to become constricted. So when it does that, let's say it does like this, chances are you will have something like this. So constricted Bollinger Band, and then one day it just erupted. So we might face the same fate here, but we still cannot say that it is going to be on the downside. All right. Sometimes you will also encounter something like something like this. See this? Constricted Bollinger Band over here. But not too constricted. Yeah, actually this is also an example, but not very constricted though. So one example is here. It's what, constricted, and all of a sudden you had a massive bull run for this stock. So maybe we can also expect the same thing, but we really cannot tell at the moment if it is going to head north or head south. But in the meantime, I've plotted a 15.80 as our support, and that's a key area to watch out for. What's good about trading in the US market, of course, is that you can set your stop loss levels, right? You can enter at the support level, and then once it reaches your stop loss area, then you can just exit, and you don't even have to manually do it because the system will do it for you. So that's another good thing about trading in the US market, right? So, yeah, maybe you guys have other requests for the US market? Let's see. Okay, so I think I was able to answer all your requests, guys. For those people who are still here, thank you for joining me the entire time. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, and yeah, share this to your walls. Facebook group, Facebook walls, share it to your friends. All right, so thank you. Good night or good morning, everyone. Bye bye for now.